Hello students, welcome to section 11. In this section, we'll be just looking at questions which you have to solve for your homeworks. For your homework as extra questions, we'll be taking three questions both for factorization method and completing the square method. Also, as I'm not going to be solving any questions in this section, we'll be clubbing section 11 and section 12 together, and this one video will comprise of section 11 and formula method for section 12. So here are the questions for factorization method. Question number 1, question number 2, question number 3. And here are the questions for completing the square method. Now remember, you have to submit this along with 2.4 in the submission date before the deadline as it suits you. Hello students, welcome to section 12. In this section, we're going to learn how to use a direct formula to solve quadratic equation. So let's take a standard equation. I have ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. What I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this equation by a, or you can multiply this equation by 1 by a. That does not make a difference. So I have ax square divided by a plus bx plus c is equals to 0. This complete equation is divided by a. Now if I split this, I'll get values x square plus b by ax plus c by a, which is equals to 0. Now, as we have learned completing the square method in our previous sections, we are going to use completing the square method here in order to solve this equation. So we have to pick the coefficient of x. So here I have half into b by a whole square, which is equals to b square divided by 4a square. I'm going to add this value to both sides. I'll have x square plus b by ax plus b square by 4a square minus b square by 4a square. Instead of adding this value b square by 4a square to both sides, I just added and subtracted them on one single side, plus c by a is equals to 0. Now every constant term except for plus b square by 4a, I'll shift on the other side. That means I'm going to move this particular value on the right hand side. So I have x square plus b by ax plus b square by 4a square is equals to b square by 4a square minus c by a. Now, once I get this, I can write the left hand side as x plus b by 2a whole square is equals to b square by 4a square minus c by a. Now, once I get this, all I have to do is under root the whole equation. So I'll take a square root. Once I take the square root, I'll get x plus b by 2a is equals to under root b square by 4a square minus c by a. Now this means, and this is plus minus. So once I do this, I get this x is equals to minus b by 2a plus minus under root. Now this is very important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4a square common. So what will happen is we have to see. So I have b square upon 4a square. I'm going to write minus 4a square here, and I'm going to divide minus 4a square as well, and I'm going to multiply this by c by a. That means all I did is instead of writing just c by a, I multiplied it by 4a square and also divided that particular value by 4a square. So we are going to see what happens now. So I have x is equals to minus b by 2a plus minus under root b square by 4a square minus 4a square c divided by a into 1 by 4a square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4a square from the denominator in the under root common, and I'm going to bring it outside. So x is equals to minus b by 2a plus minus. Now remember, my under root 4a square is common. So I have b square minus this 1a and this 1a cancels. So I get 4ac in the numerator, 4ac into 1 divided by under root 4a square. Now, once 4a square is common, I can write this as x is equals to minus b by 2a plus minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a again. Under root 4a square is 2a. So this implies x, as we can see, 2a is common. So I can use 2a as a common denominator for the complete value on the on the right hand side. So I have minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So for any quadratic equation which is in the standard form ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0, the value for x is going to be minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So this is how we find equations to a root. Roots to a quadratic equation. Now, if any of you are wondering if why there is only one solution, so here there is not one solution. Instead, there are two solutions, because I have one solution as x is equals to minus b plus under root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, and the other solution is x is equals to minus b minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So a quadratic equation can have two roots, and here I have two separate roots. We're going to take few random examples. We're going to solve them by factorization method first, and then we'll check if the formula method gives us the same answer. So here I'm going to pick a question from practice set 2.2, as that was our uh, factorization practice set 2.2. I'm going to pick question number 2. So here I have question number 2, or rather question number 1 sub question 2. So this is question number 1 sub question 2. I have x square plus x minus 20 is equals to 0. This implies x square plus 5x minus 4x minus 20 is equals to 0. If anybody is wondering, the product of AC is minus 20 and the sum is plus 1. So I have plus 5 and minus 4. So this becomes x plus 5, minus 4 common here, and again x plus 5 is equals to 0. So this implies x plus 5 into x minus 4 is equals to 0. Therefore, x is equals to either minus 5 or x is equals to 4. Now, I have written this solution very directly, so do not try to do this in your exams or in your classwork copies. We are just referring that if our formula method is correct. So now, back to our equation, we have x square plus x minus 20 is equals to 0. So we have to compare this to ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Make sure you write whatever you are doing, comparing. In this case, I'm comparing, so I get a is equals to 1, b is equals to 1, and c is equals to minus 20. So now I have to use the formula. I have x is equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac whole divided by 2a. This implies x is equals to b is 1, so this becomes minus 1 plus minus under root b is again 1, so this is 1 square minus 4 into the value of a is 1 and the value of c is minus 20. This complete divided by 2 into the value of a is again 1. So I have x is equals to minus 1 plus minus under root 1 whole square minus 4 into 1 into minus 20 complete divided by 2 into 1. Now once I have this, I can solve the complete bracket. On the right hand side I have x is equals to minus 1 plus minus. Now I'm going to solve the values inside the under root. So 1 square is 1 minus 4 into 1 is 4 and 4 into 20 is 80 and minus minus becomes plus. So this becomes plus 80 divided by 2 into 1 is 2. So x is equals to minus 1 plus minus under root 81 divided by 2. Now we know that under root 81 is 9. 9 square is equals to 81. Therefore, under root 81 is equal to 9. So I can write this x is equals to minus 1 plus minus 9 divided by 2. Now what I need to do is I need to take two different values or two separate values for x and solve them separately. So I have x is equals to minus 1 plus 9 divided by 2 or x is equals to minus 1 minus 9 divided by 2. So all I did is I took plus 9 once and minus 9 the other time. So if we solve this, I get x is equals to minus 1 plus 9 by 2 or x is equals to minus 1 minus 9 divided by 2, which implies minus 1 plus 9 is plus 8. So this is plus 8 divided by 2 or x is equals to minus 1 and minus 9 is minus 10 divided by 2. This implies x is equals to plus 4 or x is equals to minus 5. Now once I get this answer, we'll just check if this is same as our factorization answer. So as we can see, in our factorization answer, we similarly have x is equals to minus 5 or x is equals to 4. And by using formula method, we also have x is equals to 4 or x is equals to minus 5. So yes, the formula method works. In the next section, we will be moving on to practicing some problems regarding or using formula method, and will from there on move to practice set 2.4. That will be all for this section. Thank you.